Thank you, my dear. Namaste, everyone. Very warm welcome to Satsang today. Sadhguru Sri Mujiji ki Jai.
Jai.
I'm very happy to see all of you. Very happy to see Soma here also. First time we meet in person. Palak is looking for Jesh, so Jesh is here, don't worry. So if you're in the Hangout, the way to ask questions is to unmute your mic. And on YouTube, you can post your questions in the chat and we will look at them. So yesterday we were coming to this discovery that it's so simple actually, more than simple, because nothing needs to be done. To pretend to be something is the effort. You are effortless. So ultimately, it's just a question of what am I believing right now about myself? Are we still reaching for some sort of a conclusion about ourselves? Are we still waiting for this journey to conclude? Or do we see now that there is nowhere to go, nothing to do? I am already what I have been looking for. Don't pick up anything about yourself. No concept, no idea, nothing at all. And from here, who can show me bondage? Without picking up this imagined prison, you cannot feel that you are bound. So stop tiring yourself playing this make believe game. And if the tiring has happened, then it's good. It's happened now, become completely tired of it. About maybe about 10 years ago, I came to this conclusion when I saw here that every time I would decide to go with the ego because it is warranted in the situation, it would only lead to trouble. Because that's what the ego is saying, isn't it? That it's right now in this situation, you definitely need to be a person. You definitely need to react personally. Especially in special relationships, it happens, in work situations, it happens. That whatever it might be right now, what is happening to you is not justified, and you must fight back as a person. And this happened a few times, and then I just observed it, just very scientifically observed it, and I realized that to pick it up was always the cause of more suffering, not less. So, no matter what the situation might be, resist the temptation to pick up the person idea. I've seen many of us so concerned about temptation and desire and all of these things. So, all that we can forget about. Whatever naturally is playing out through the body, that is fine. But if there is some temptation, some addiction, which we must be now free from, it is the belief in the separate identity, which is caused through belief in thought. That's the entire reason that we are here. If satsang was just to bring you to a point where you could say that, oh, I'm such a great spiritual person, then satsang has not succeeded at all.
Father,
And
may I share now, or
you
you
can
want
share.
to?
You can share.
I can. Namaste. Because while were you speaking about this, something was coming up, and I want just to let it go. Because I just came quiet, peaceful, and then the moment you begin to speak, I felt a lot of in my heart, like not beating, but something like it's exactly this person identity, imagined one, which the I could say the only moment which seems like a problem for this one is the morning, while the being is waking up, and also all the thoughts are waking up. It's very often still fear comes up, like a fear of I don't I have a fear to maybe I can again fall down in the personality, and that provokes a lot of thoughts, and but immediately, simultaneously, this voice inside of me, don't forget, nothing can happen to you, nothing can, just these two voices.
Yeah.
And it's no problems during the day, especially in the night. I'm so awake, so fresh. Like, for example, last night I went out to buy something in the supermarket, and the night was very beautiful. And I have also posted in Silent Space, really boundless. Really, that is me. I saw myself. I saw also body as appearance, everything.
Yeah.
And every time this happens in the morning, like this, like fear. Still, there is a fear, and this there is no identification with the person, but still person appears, and I want to give it all to you. It's like there is something here to say, please don't come back, even as a thought, don't come back, I don't want you. Thank you.
Right. Right. So what happens is, very natural, it happens. If you've been in Satsang for a long time like this, you will see that during most of the day, there's an echo coming back from you, my dear. Please unmute while I'm speaking, and then we can unmute when you speak.
Yes, sorry.
So we find that most of the day seems to go very easy. There's not much identification. It's all flowing. But we notice many of us that when we wake up, then the mind seems to be ready over there, saying something. You see, and she says that fear also is there throughout the day. No fear, and this in the morning it's used as an opportunity for this fear also to come. And because all these energies are there, she says person seems to come up. There are many examples of this. Energy, when the interpretation of this energy is identified with, that is called the person. There is no other person. This is what we mean by person. So we can say, yes, all these appearances, energies are coming up, and something gets a little bit of identification. So this seems like the person is there. But it does not last. It lasts maybe little time. Most of my day is fine. So the first thing to see is that even in this, early in the morning, first thing when the mind is seeming to attack now, we can use that for our inquiry and say, who is being attacked? Fear is coming. Who is experiencing this fear? And then we find that whether it is morning, afternoon, evening, night, doesn't matter. I am just this untouched. Actually, whether it's waking state or sleep state, it doesn't matter. Because you actually are not waking up. The waking state is waking up in front of you. The waking state with this entire play is waking up in front of you. And the waking state is dissolving inside you when you go to sleep. So the dance is waking up and the dance is going to sleep. You actually are the untouched one. So let it come. Don't fear the fear. Say all the fear, whatever you have to come, you come. Let me see what you can do. And you find that it is powerless. So instead of saying that you must go now you must go, even this fear must go, you must say, okay, I invite you. Bring it on. What do you have? Like this, we can see. And this is what I also used to do. I used to say, okay, this is fear. So scare me. What is it that you have? Bring it on. Let's see. See, Bhagwan also had something like this, isn't it? In this moment of awakening, he felt some deep discomfort or something strong was felt inside. And he felt this is death. And then it came to him, if this is death, I want to experience what it feels like. I want to see this death. In the same way, we can say whatever is coming, I want to see what is happening. And then you can see it's just some little bit energy jumping around and seems like such a big thing. Just some energy which is playing. For you, no energy is strong. For the space, there is nothing which can hurt space. So space is not worried about what is coming or going. So these few remnants of some energetic remnants can remain as long as we're not energizing them by figuring out some energetic solutions. You see? The trick is that many times it happens that some energy is coming and we are trying to find an energetic solution to solve it. So if I do this, then this energy will also subside. You see, and then we make the practitioner out of ourselves. Instead of that, just very direct. We are always very direct, isn't it? So we are directly saying, this energy is here. Okay, good. This is also grace. Let me see how I am being touched by this energy. Instead of trying to fix something, instead of trying to change something. And it will not last. When we lose the fear of it lasting, then it will not last.
Yes, thank you, Father. It's exactly as you say, to stay with that. And now I learned to stay with that. Still in my bed, I just stay. Even laying down, I stay, and I let everything be. Just in when I was younger, before, my mornings were so strong, and as you said, now is trying to figure it out how to uh, come out from this energetical feeling. And most often I would just jump out from the bed, just like I wake up, I see all this, and I say, okay, let's do something. Wake up, immediately run, like running away from that. And it was the pattern over the years. And that's the worst moment for me. Not even the sleep and dreams, even the horrible dreams, I don't have fear, because I'm always vigilant, and there is something always that
Yeah.
moment in the morning, like I lose. It may be also the pattern that I will lose myself in that moment, the only one. So thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful that I can expose even these seeming small things, but are not small. Even if I have seen it a million times, I'm happy that I'm able spontaneously to expose it. I didn't know even that I would say it, because there is always something like mind here, like always also saying, that's a small thing. You don't have to speak about that. You can manage that. You have seen that. But I'm happy. Instead of that voice, I'm exposing, and I'm very happy. Thank you so much.
It's very good because you expose this voice. And this voice is saying, but you know, you're supposed to know this by now. How can you come to satsang and everybody watching and you saying, okay, this energy, you know you are that. No? Like this. So the voice is saying that don't expose yourself in this way. So I'm very happy you can come like this. It's not, nothing is small or big. It's just what it is. You see? You can just come and share openly in satsang like this. Very good. You see? So if you can do like this, then I know that you are not building a spiritual ego, which is very good.
Love you so much, so much, so much. Thank you.
Namaste everyone on YouTube as well. Vijay says, Namaste Father, due to working hours constraints, I'm not able to join entire satsang live regularly. Yes. But I'm going through YouTube videos at night. Your ultimate three pointings are guiding me at every step beautifully. Big thanks. Hope with His will and your blessings, I will be able to join satsang regularly. If it's this that you want in your heart, then life will always make sure that some path is laid out for you. You don't have to worry about any of this. If there's clarity that freedom is all that I want, then let life take care of how it will arrange it for you. Jerome says, Father, please can you say something about quote unquote private life? Is it hiding some ego behind this? Or is there any private? That can be okay for a while too. Thanks for your wisdom and discrimination. Okay, maybe you need to elaborate a little bit in terms of what we mean by private life. Do you have an idea what could mean private life? Private life could refer to our in our special relationships, our intimate connections like that, or it could refer to some sort of life which is not in satsang. I'm not really sure. Maybe just yeah, it could be the internal thoughts, something like that.
It could be the mind, tripping the mind, like just tripping the mind, like stopping you from exposing the mind itself. And when just a projection to put it in the closet.
Yeah.
There is a projection which comes up and it says, "Oh, this we can deal with later. This is something that can. This is
Just hiding,
right.
push under the carpet.
It happens to me so often. So often it comes up like this. That there's this thing that I say, come, let's confront this.
Yeah.
Let's see this.
Let's
watch it.
Yes.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yes.
It's that bit escapes.
Yes.
That bit just escapes. Just that's all I can think of.
Yes, yes. So he makes an important point, and this we should look at also. Not sure whether that is exactly what Jerome was talking about, but this is a good point. He says that once I say, okay, I will be open and will look at everything, there's still some sneaky stuff which says, okay, but this is not satsang stuff. This is separate. Let's keep that aside, And you will come to this discovery that everything, there is nothing private from satsang. There is nothing personal, like Bhagavati said, does he mean personal life? Actually, we are getting rid of the person itself. See? So it can be like that. No, this doesn't mean that you will not be able to perform the roles. Consciousness will perform the roles that need to be performed of partner, father, son, whatever roles are there. You see? So, as long as it is clear that there is no person who is running the personal life, then there is no trouble with so-called personal life. But if you feel that we have to be in satsang, the true one, and then when we go out of satsang, then I return back to the person to run my personal life, then that is not utilizing satsang completely. So then you see that there is no in and out of satsang. See, just the form of expression of satsang changes. Because then your entire life then becomes satsang, and you find no reason to pick up the person, and yet personal rules can continue. And it will continue. I was telling them also that before satsang started, they were there outside the door, and I just came back with my daughter and my son. We went to the school. There was some mistake where we picked up the wrong books for them, the wrong class, and then we had to go back. And so all that can continue. But none of it needs to become personal. That means none of it needs the person to be believed in. All of it is seen as just the flow of appearances. You see, otherwise, very often I see the mind playing this trick where when you're new to satsang, you will ask this question that, okay, all this is okay for now. And all is very easy in the presence of the Sangha and all, it's very easy. But what about the real world? This question comes like this. What about the real world? And I look at the question and I start laughing because the mind has been able to still convince you that that is the real world. And this is some sort of a dream. As long as we are giving more reality to that, which is personal, that which is just imagined, then the mind has still played a trick on you, isn't it? The imagined one has become the real one, or you're convinced that the imagined one is the real one, and this reality seems to be only valid during satsang. Jerome says, yes, Jesh. Yes, Sumeher actually. Sumeher was explaining. That is very good. Yes. Google says, Father, can you explain how to ignore recurring thought? Father, I know it is coming repetitively. It must be because of strong identity. Ignore recurring thought. The first thing is that we must not try to ignore. If it's recurring, especially, then don't try to ignore it, because the more you try to hide from something, the more it chases you. So if something is recurring, then you don't ignore it. You let it come. What is ignore? Ignore means to withdraw your attention from something. It should not appear. I'm just going to hide from it. It's coming here, I'm hiding it. When it comes here, then I hide like this. So this is what is ignoring. Now, if it is coming wherever you're chasing, wherever you're running, then you must say, okay, which identity is this appealing to? Why is this meaningful for me? Which button is it pressing? Like in your case, we looked at this parent-child identity, isn't it? Where something did not seem strong when it was appearing for yourself, but when it comes from a parent, it still was feeling strong. So like this, then whatever the content might be, it must be something that's still getting some belief. So which identity is getting belief? Find out where that is. Who's the sun? Where is the sun? Is the body the sun? Is the body concerned about what the parents are saying? Does the body get upset when the father is shouting? No. Who is this one? And as you inquire like this, then you will find that one more identity in the photo album of the ego has been dropped. One more section has been pulled out and thrown away. Atma said, feeling so released. Thank you, Father. Love you. I love you too, my dear. Bhagavad says, there is just life, not satsang and private life / personal life / spiritual life. Just life. Yes, not even my life. This is very just life. Thank you, Atma, my dear. Thank you so much. Dana says, doesn't consciousness create privacy? So isn't the person who has the problem with privacy? Doesn't consciousness create privacy? So isn't the person? Any problem is personal. You see? So let's put it like that very directly. All problems are just personal. Even the search for freedom, when it remains personal, becomes a big problem. The seeker identity. Govind says, but even if it is seen, the thoughts about identity still get believed again and again. No, if it is seen that that particular identity is not real, then you will find it more and more difficult actually to give it belief. Like before satsang, you can see that practically every thought which was flowing through your head was getting your belief. See, the photo album of identity was full. We had so many opinions about ourselves and others. Now you find that most of them have been cleaned up. Some little bit is left. It could be these worker identity or child identity or relationship identity. Some little bit is left in each of these buckets. Even that is getting thrown away. So you don't believe that so much belief is going, that you are stuck or something like this. Then you tell me what is here now which is stuck. Trupti says, may there be no in and out from satsang anymore. May there be no in and out from satsang anymore. May the fire of satsang burn this idea, all ideas. Very good. It's a beautiful prayer. All trouble is only because of our belief in the identity. All trouble. No matter what we say, or no matter what the mind is saying, all trouble is only because of belief in identity. Google says, thank you, Father. Did not want to expose it directly, the relationship identity, but you exposed it for me, Father. Thank you so much. Whether most of you say it or not, I know that the
I think we've lost Father. He's frozen. Ah, he's back.
no, I was just actually frozen. So B says he has a errand to run. He's leaving now. Always keep me brushed under your feet, beloved Father and Sangha. Jai Sadguru. Thank you, my dear, beautiful, beautiful. He says he has a errand to run. up for yourself. Don't let anything hide. What is the concept of myself which is still getting belief? Something. Oh, it's frozen? Is it still frozen?
No, you were just quiet for a while, and then right at the end of that, it just froze a little bit. Sometimes when you're very quiet for people say it's frozen, they don't realize that you're just quiet.
Thought that comes
Yeah.
that says, what am I going to do about my future?
My future. So the identity is which one? The one who can control the future. I want to meet such a one. This usually is a very strong part of the ego identity, which is doership, control, and it still tries to push buttons. And this one is getting seriously dissolved in satsang, so it's fighting back full, full steam ahead. The controller identity. And if you're used to trying to control the direction of where life is going, trying to this thing, then this can be the strong. Maybe all of us can say that's great.
So I think for me, it's special relationships and also the feeling that why are they against me? It's so silly, right? And I can see it that it's just this feeling of maybe the special people in my life are against me.
This is very good order for inquiry. Special people in my life are against me. So first itself against me. This itself will. So there's a sense of feeling victimized from those that are special. So victim identity again is a very popular identity. And
without specialness,
yes.
I feel like I'm special. Why, aren't you
Yeah.
kind of what did you get into? The kind of thing. So yes, victim and specialness. It's I think victim and specialness almost hand in hand.
Because when I have seen that I am special, why can't you just accept it?
Yeah.
Just take my word for it. I'm special. You will realize sooner or later. This is very good.
It's been there. It's there. And I've been watching it and just not react. No, there is belief. Withdrawal, and what's really great is that I've been able to mostly be aware of it.
This is good. This is really good. There is so much fertile ground for all kinds of nonsense with it. Because you can have grievances, you can have this thing, you can feel victimized, you can feel more arrogant. All this can happen just with this simple root idea. Why don't they get my specialness? What do I have to do? Do I have to now levitate?
So it's all yours, Father. Please take it away. I'm done with it.
See, some of these things are impossible to say. So if I say that you're truly special when you don't believe there's anything special, But if you hear it from the mind, then again, that I want to be that truly special.
I don't want to be special. In fact, it's so funny. Last week, like this morning, as I was coming here in the flight, it's just so clear that there is nothing. It's just for a fraction of a second. Yeah. It's not a big, it's nothing. Actually, there is nothing. And then, so even specialness can't be in nothing.
But what is the concept of specialness? Can you elaborate? What are you special about? What does the mind say you're special about?
Oh, I've done so much. I've achieved so much. I am the nicest person you'll ever meet. Yeah. I am the smartest person you'll ever meet. I have the answers for everything, even if I don't know I think just specialness, and also I think specialness and being a victim go hand in hand.
Yes.
I don't think, so I think everything special is really coming from a place of maybe feeling like I'm a victim, so I don't know. Specialness about, and I think being in the Sangha, being with you has been really great, because everything that I do points me to my unspecialness, in a sense, of the ego, rather. Right? And it always rubs me, and doing seva rubs me, and watching how you react to other people rubs me. And everything rubs me, right? I mean, it's just constant.
That was very strong.
So
everyone has a problem with how I react to other people.
It's in a way, I'm being very honest. Those are the things.
I'm not finding this conversation.
And then my wife rubs me. I'm like, she thinks she's so special. Then my mother-in-law rubs me, thinking that she's so special. It's just.
Waiting for Palak's expression to change, but she's in some deeply meditative state. Right?
So it's just this silly special. It's just the ego, Father. It's just the ego feeling that, what, I am. It's just flapping its wings. Just kind of.
Very good. You can explore it.
Just doing what it is. I don't know what else to say. Like you wonder why you're coming here. And it's just those things, they just come up, and it's
okay, so what doesn't rub you, as you say?
Oh, Father, when I'm in deep sleep. But that's a great thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because life is rubbing, it's just rubbing, and that's what life's there for. And I've got to be able to take it, or
so this one who can be rubbed now is getting dissolved. So it does not seem like, it can seem for a while that everything is attacking me. You see? But it's good if it's coming like this, because this is grace. You're finding that, okay, something seems to be getting attacked, but this one also is a feeling that I can see. The sense of separation also I can see. And this one who is witnessing this is completely unaffected. You see? Whether you come all the way, you take the trouble to come from Pune and you sit here and I don't even look once during Satsang. Just so. He came from Delhi all the way. Who are you? What are you doing here? Then we'll come to a place where all of this will be like seen as part of the play, part of the Leela, the divine mystery, and you will enjoy everything. Because when you have no expectations about anything, then everything seems so beautiful. Just me, let it get.
I'm open to it. I'm not
very good. I know.
I'm just like,
because if you were not open, you would not be able to say at all in the first place. This me itself will not let you come up in satsang and say this. So already when you're able to come up and say like this, and that too laughing and joking about it. It's very good. Yes, but I have this somebody, one of them in the hangout, they said, Father, right now I'm not liking you at the moment. I said, So what's not to like? But I enjoy very much when we can have these open conversations. You come to me and say, not liking you, right? It's very sweet. Okay, there's a long message. Let's read that. David said, Father, listening to you speaking at beginning of Satsang about not fighting back as a person. My professional work is focused around social justice, so requires me to speak up and raise awareness about issues of the social nature that are affecting people and undermining their rights. I feel very free in this work and detached from outcomes. Very good. Which allows me to play the role that grace has afforded me without feeling stressed or angry, although temporarily these feelings may arise. They dissolve quickly as there is nothing to attach to. I think sometimes people may interpret that my actions are those of someone that is inwardly resisting life and reflective of a person picking up identity. But I feel and understand that my self as awareness resists nothing, and that my actions are coming from an intuitive place. I remember you saying yesterday in Satsang, it is completely possible for life to continue without you picking up the identity. All roles can be played effortlessly without you picking up the identity seriously. This is how it feels for me. The role is being played but without the stress of the person. However, I do want to expose this fear that others think my actions are indicative of the person and contrary to the satsang face that I might be putting on, therefore not coming from a true place. Very good, very good. So he feels that there's a sense of fear of how others in the Sangha or others on Facebook or other friends might be perceiving him because his job role consists of fighting against social injustice and things like this. And it might seem to them that he's coming from a personal place. So it's very good that you share this, that you feel that inside there is complete clarity, that you are the untouched witnessing, and yet in the play of life, these rules seem to get played. This is completely fine. As I remember here also a few years ago, there was this big anti-corruption movement that happened here, India against corruption. And we participated, Garima and I went, we participated in the candlelight vigil and those sort of things. It was not that awareness was being affected by corruption. It was just that something felt here to support the cause. It's completely fine. So let people think what they want to think because we cannot fix that. Just if there's this clarity, I see I'm the untouched witness, yet in the flow of this life, something seems to be flowing there. It's completely fine. Completely. Very good that you're able to expose this because this is to see that this concern about what other people are thinking is very tricky because now we are saying, okay, I don't believe my thoughts. I'm still concerned about this one. So the same guy can very easily play from there and then push something else. It's very good that you are able to expose like this and burn it in this fire of satsang. If you're not concerned about our own thoughts, then let's not be concerned at all about another's thoughts. It's very good. Priya said, if anyone feels to make space for me, please, would be grateful. And this one says, Father is playing hide and seek today. Is it today? Yesterday we had more internet trouble. Today seems more stable, actually. Jyoti says, Namaste Anantaji. I heard partly yesterday's recording. Just be nothing. I loved it, but it was hard. So used to putting on a gazillion rules. Yes, but here is the trick, you see. All those gazillion roles will continue to be played, whether you are pretending to become something or not. So the mind says that unless you become this, unless you become the employee, unless you become the mother, unless you become the father, you will not do a good job of it. You will find that so much freedom in movement is there when we are taking away the identity, and yet actions are free to happen. Because as long as being is pretending to be any identity, then you cannot be free from suffering, because identity equals suffering. Dana says, don't take anything the mind says seriously because you are nobody. Who is the mind talking to? Ananta ji, in yesterday's satsang was my favorite part. Actually, somebody typed in the hangout chat, and this is my father's quote. He says, anything, don't take yourself so seriously, you don't exist. You don't even exist. Thank you, my dear. Jyoti says, yes, while listening, I was silenced and continued to be in it, hoping that I would carry it through the day, but totally failed. It's never about the day, it's always about now. So the mind always tries to get you to do a post-mortem of the past, always carrying this thermometer saying, see, day before you were like this, yesterday you were like this, today you were like this. Don't worry about any of this, just come back to now. Just come back to now. Amaya says, Father, noticing an idea of in full silence, I will be missing the voice that guides from the heart, yes, intuition, the one that says, I'm out of the moment, am I aware now? This is true. So in deep sleep, we don't even need this guide of intuition. We don't need the Sadguru's guidance. So what happens is, when the phenomenal existence or the sense of being comes into play, then consciousness is aware of the possibility of belief in the personhood and the possibility of suffering. So consciousness itself plays as this voice of intuition and the Sadguru also to remind you, yes, yes, it was just a game. All of this is just a play of appearances. When the play is not there, no phenomena exists, then even the voice does not exist. It's not required. So when you're in your natural state of free from all identity, then nothing, not even the intuitive voice we need to hear. There's no guidance which is really needed. It's only when we are suffering, we believe we picked up some identity that we need to hear this voice, which is pointing you back home. David says, thank you, Father. Jayani shared something beautiful about the courage of exposure burning the delusion. Very powerful process. We don't even realize many times initially that to just come up and share in satsang can be so auspicious. Namaste. Maya says, that says, Am I? Okay, let's continue from that. It ended with the one that says, I am out of the moment. Am I aware now? And then she says, that says, when responsibility overwhelm happens, am I a person? Is different than imposter's voice, which is easy not to believe. Not sure what I'm saying. One voice is not two, speaks to self. Just ineloquently giving this to you in this conversation. Then you say, yes, the intuition voice happens within awareness. Just life helps. Life just helps life get lived is the belief. Yes. Like when you were empty from Muji, it told you eat something now. Yes. So we have discussed that there are two voices which are possible to hear, and both are qualitatively different. The voice of the mind or the voice of the ego, its mantra is what's in it for me. So it goes about life saying me. Everything it wants something. You see? So when you're listening to this voice now, you have the ability to smell this me-ness about it. You see? Always grasping, wanting something. This is one voice. And this voice is the voice of separation. The more we believe this voice, the more we believe in our separate identity. The second voice, which is the voice of the heart, intuition, Satguru, consciousness, being, whatever label you want to put on it, comes from a qualitatively different place. So when this speaks, then it is not asking for anything. It is surrounded by love and peace. It is not impatient. And this is the voice which is leading you to the understanding of what you are. Whereas the voice of the mind is leading consciousness itself into the belief in personhood. The voice of the Sadguru, the voice of intuition, is driving the delusion away and bringing consciousness to unassociated being. So this is the reason why we have satsang, is that consciousness is pretending to be a person, separate identity. In, in creating this environment of satsang for itself, it is coming to its understanding of itself as unassociated being. And as unassociated being, we cannot suffer. Thank you, Aparna, my dear. Thank you so much. Bhagavati, she says, Beloved's going to move to YouTube now. Thank you for satsang. Beloved Father, thank you, Parvati, thank you, Sangha, love you. Thank you, my dear. And the Maya says, there is a fear, I realize. I'm surrendering that in silence. That I'm, there's a fear, I realize. I'm surrendering that. In silence, in silence will be lonely. In silence, I will be lonely without this Holy Spirit voice that has always been here, surrendering the fear of that. This voice will not leave you. Whenever it is needed, it is always there. When there is silence, then there is no fear of any sort. When any fear comes, this voice will be available to hold your hand at all times.
Fast, can I go now?
You don't have a choice because you don't exist. As consciousness, complete freedom in every instant. All of this is your play. So, as being, as consciousness, definitely you have the power of belief and to withdraw the belief. That's why I say that in this moment, irrespective of karma, irrespective of any other forces which might be at play, you have the choice right now to see what you are or to believe what your thought is saying. This is your ultimate choice. You see. Amaya says, some confusion that any voice means to hear. If I am not a person, why is it needed? Doesn't consciously letting it go. So what happens is that when a show, when we are playing a game, when we are having a dream, because consciousness, maybe for enjoyment's sake, gave itself this power to pretend, this power of belief. And because it knew that it had its power, it also created another power called intuition. Okay? So when the belief becomes strong in personhood, the belief in delusion becomes strong, it knew that this potential exists within consciousness itself. So the power of intuition was ready to say, okay, too much belief, too much suffering is happening because of this pretending to be a person. So let me stand to wake up now. It is consciousness waking consciousness up, all as part of the game. But ultimately, must remember the perspective that none of this has ever really happened. For you as awareness, none of this has ever really happened. But even in the game, even in this game, even in this dream, which is non-existent, you have created, in your supreme intelligence, you have created this mechanism where you can wake yourself up from this game. Although the game can never really hurt you. But even in the game, even in this,
There's so much going on. So much.
yeah,
Just confusion, tiredness, right? The mind's trying to pick up 3 days of not sleeping, confusion, all of that is trying to just pick up. There's blankness is happening. But there's love, which is yours, which is absolute yours.
and this love will prevail. This love.
I don't want to give that to the mind.
Yeah.
I don't want to give that love to the mind.
Yeah.
It'll do whatever. The love can prevail, it can not prevail,
Yeah.
it can do whatever it wants.
Very good. Very good.
Thank you for letting me know. Thank you.
Oh, thank you for coming, man. Very happy.
Last 3 days, so much has happened. Right? So much. I mean, guilt
Yeah.
about my wife being upset
Yeah.
that she thinks I'm gone into some sort of cult in her own head, which doesn't actually affect me. Which the mind uses to say, why doesn't it affect you? Aren't you responsible for her? So then, I mean, what am I chasing? Like, who am I going in circles with?
Yes, it can be this. This is very funny. Especially, it's so much more in India, I've seen. Which is so funny to me because India has traditionally been the home for all of this, spiritual discovery, Advaita. And in India itself, we have so much of these family barriers, oh, he's going to become a sadhu, he will stop taking care of family, all this plays out so
Their
so much
expectations
fear.
are so strong, and because in India everybody has experienced some sort of a religious conditioning or
Yeah,
some sort of a
exactly.
conditioning where they've seen people, uh, maybe people feel cheated
Yeah.
because they have tried to lend their faith to something,
Yes.
and then that faith just leads them to disappointment, and then they're shut down, and a shell comes.
This is a good point also because what has happened is that this either there's complete skepticism or there's blind faith. That's the trouble. So either there's complete skepticism, no, no, this Baba business. Or when they find something, then immediately the mind wants to say, yes, yes, this one is God, and there's blind faith. That's why I say when you come here, first you do your full due diligence. Check what exploitation is happening, what is the way, what is all of this, whatever doubts can come. I don't even remember most of the time what kind of doubts can come. But whatever comes, you must verify. And this, at least in this kind of satsang, we can say whatever you have, you are free to bring it in satsang and share it openly in front of everyone. That I feel, Ananta, you did this, but you should have done this. I feel this is not right. So this space is given here. So if there was something which was trying to hide something or something, so what do people do when they try to manipulate people around them? They put some veil of sacredness or something so that people are too some authority or something so that people are too scared to ask. So why do you do it like this? Why don't you do it like this? So having been at the receiving end a few times of these kind of things, I realized that it makes no sense. Why not be completely open? You say, okay, Ananta, why do you do this? Why do you want to do online interviews? I saw you behaving like this with someone. Why did you want to behave like that? Everything is open. Because only a magician needs a veil. So only a trickster needs a veil. So what is real does not need to hide behind any sort of tradition, authority, some other thing, sacredness. So I hope and I pray to God that we can always have this sort of openness. Your wife also, she welcome to come into satsang and say, why now so Meher is not focusing on his work so much, he's left his family, come to Bangalore. I would love for her to come and ask me. And I can have a one-to-one like this conversation with her. And maybe something might open.
She knows she won't prevail, so she'll hide. That's the problem. She knows that. She sees me happier. She sees that. She sees that. She's seen me go through so many phases of life. In fact, a really funny thing happened, and I'll tell you my biggest fear.
Yes.
My biggest fear, I don't talk because I don't want to waste anybody's time. So that's something I don't like to do. But because all these stories have been going on, and there can be so many of them. And the funniest was I had dreams of this so-called master, and he called me, and Punjabi he would call me, and he said, "Tenwana pega, that means you have to come." And I'd never seen this master in my life. Probably the mind picked up his image from somewhere, and I went to his mandir by default. 2 years, 3 years, repeated dreams because the mind completely picked it up. Now, when I went there, I went with absolute faith for I don't know, faith for myself, and it got me to you somehow, So it came here. Now my wife Zareen, she wants to go there now. And she had resistance to that at that time. Now she's like, let's go there. Why aren't we going there? We should try that now. So I don't know. That's how the mind goes.
I can understand her perspective also a little bit. At least she got tuned a little bit over there, and now he's saying you didn't play. I've also done that a few times to Garima. So I can relate to her perspective also. First you said art of living, then you said Ramesh Bhansekar, then you said this. I can understand that a little bit. Okay.
Ultimately, she is super like I love you, she loves me, and ultimately, I think that's that love which will that as long as I don't stop that love and she doesn't stop that love, that will be that. With your blessings, everything will be that.
Because if she loves you, then what she will want the most is for you to be happy. So initially, this in a special relationship, it happens that we are walking together, so we must walk together. How can you be happier without me? You know, without me being as happy. This kind of something the mind can play for everyone. It's very natural. So you don't have to Advaita police her and don't do force her to say who am I. This is from my own experience, I'm telling you. Because that is counterproductive.
Yes, I get slapped once in a while.
Yeah.
So yes.
So, that must not be. But you say that she loves you. If she loves you, then all this will pass. What she will care about is whether you are happy or not. If she sees your presence, if she feels it, and she feels so much lightness about it, she will come around.
Her biggest fear, and I don't know why we're
Yeah.
talking about her,
It's okay.
because it probably
It's
is
okay.
something. Her, so we came from absolutely different communities, had absolutely different social upbringing. Everything was different, different, different. Then somehow she relied on me,
Yeah.
and I enjoyed that reliance because I gave it a lot of air, that reliance itself. Now that she sees me, finally, probably I was never standing up for myself, and for the first time in my life, I'm probably standing up for myself. And I think that she thinks, when she thinks that I'm standing up for myself, she feels like she's going to fall down. So
But you're
that's
standing up for yourself in what way? Against her
no,
or
no, not
just
against her.
just generally?
Just generally, for example, it would have affected me. Otherwise, if she would say something like, "What is this, Satsang? Like, why don't you?" So once or twice, when she went to see Muji,
Yeah. Oh, she went? Very good.
she loved him.
Very good.
So the presence
Yeah.
was so loved, and she wanted to see him. So he came on a bike, and she greeted
Oh, yes,
him.
I saw this. I
Yes.
saw a photo
So
of
it
this.
was so beautiful. That whole experience was so beautiful. But now, because she thinks that it was only an experience,
Yeah.
and now it gone beyond an experience. So she thinks there is something wrong here. Like, is he trying to avoid life by going to satsang? So she says, why don't you go to your satsang? So I said, it's not my satsang. So that's what I say. And she get even more irritated. So, yes.
It's very natural for these things to happen. I remember like this also. I shared this story a few times. When I used to go to Ramesh, there's a point where it felt something was clearing up for me. So I asked him, so it's fine, I can relate. But how do I explain this to my wife?
Mm.
And he said, don't try to explain anything to her, wait for her to come and ask you. Because when we are in such close relationships, we feel, okay, I found some joy, I want to share it with my wife. I found this, I discovered this teacher, Ananta, he's very nice, we want to then share it. So, with these things, just knock gently. If you feel that nobody's opening the door, don't try to push it down. So, if you find openness is not there, because that becomes counterproductive when you are pushing.
Yes. In fact, I put on a personality that
Yeah, exactly.
it's a personality of Advaita personality.
Yes. That sounds like a cult actually.
And that
That's why
makes,
they get scared.
and that scares people.
Because when you put on this bhakta personality, just the personality, then it's scary for others. No, what is he? He's become an evangelist for Ananta. What's going on? So that starts to sound more and more like a cult. So when there is no openness, there's silence is the best. So you already had darshan from Mudiji, so something will see there, something will open up, I'm sure.
I have no doubts about anything. Not with you, not with this love, not this love. They can't be any doubts. And everything's perfect. If it opens up, it opens up. It doesn't open up, it doesn't open up. Everything's perfect.
Atma says yes, yes. Father, can we see Somahar, please? It's against the sun.
Hi. It's like, it's a little lag, I think. Atma, I still have to give Father a big, big hug from your side. I'll give my hug. Your hug is pending. And I told you, the first time I see him, I'm going to give him so much love for you. Thank you, Atma, so much for this. Thank you.
So did you meet her in where is she? Sarajevo? Bosnia? Where is she?
No, so she's in Bosnia, and there was a photo that she liked on Facebook, and there was Maharaj's quote on that.
Yeah.
And so I just asked and I inquired, and I really liked what she had written.
Yeah.
So I started to speak to her, and
But you were connected as friends on Facebook?
no, nothing, nothing. And normally there would not be that interaction, but that interaction just happened. And the minute that interaction happened, interestingly, she told me. So I told her about my spiritual life.
Yeah.
I said, oh, I've had these experiences. I've seen light. I've seen Om, this, that, everything. And she says, this is all bullshit. She said, throw it all away. So she just.
That sounds like Atma.
she said, throw it all away. And that was the best whack I've ever got in my life. Best whack. She freed me to. I mean,
Very good.
she freed me from being at least seeking freedom, and from a lot of acceptance came, a lot of acceptance for the self, and then you came, and then that's what happened. And Muji, I think I'd seen him in some dreams,
Yeah.
and I couldn't even understand him till I saw Atma and you, and then when I came back from Rishikesh, all I could see is everybody was the same. Like you were everywhere. Everywhere. I did get a little arrogant when I came back because I would try and analyze people, because analysis would happen. But the only thing was that I would try and analyze them, thinking that that's me. So I'd be like, oh, I'm you now. Let's see how you think, which is bad, which is painful. It's painful. Such a beautiful family, this one. Just wear my specs to at least see.
Yes.
If I could say that I've ever seen angels, I've seen angels. I really have. Thank you, dearest family, for having me. Thank you. Parvati ji has the same smile as you.
Yeah.
It's the same. There's no Sangeeta. I see Shivani there, always sending everybody's O's, like the love. It's like the ooh of love. So much love being spread all the time. Palak, I had such a good coincidence today. It was so beautiful. I didn't know what to expect when I would come here. So there was no need to expect anything. I just saw Jesh and I was like, wow, is this true? Is this possible? And it's so true. And we had such a nice chat coming here. I mean, it's beautiful. I wait to see you too on Wednesday when I see you. I really do. I want father to come back now. This will be horrible that I keep doing this.
Father, can I speak to you for 2 minutes?
Yeah, of course.
Father, I'm just tired of playing this game. I don't want to play it anymore. I'm done with it, Father. I can't do it anymore. I just can't do it anymore, Father.
Very good. Very good. So now you stop. You say, I'm done with this game. So right now you stop. Whatever the game is promising you, saying, come, come, play, play, you don't go. Because it's the same merry-go-round. So what is happening is that the sales agents for this game will come as thoughts and they'll say, come, come, play, this is nice, this is nice. You say no. So when someone comes like this and says, I'm completely tired, and for me that is actually wonderful news. Because if you come to satsang completely tired of the game, it's the best, it's the best. But if you feel that satsang is also part of the game, satsang will help make my life better, satsang will make me a better person, then all that also satsang has to work through and dissolve. So like you say, and like Sumer also said earlier, I don't care. I'm done with this game. I don't care what happens to me.
I don't
So,
care, Father. It's all your problem now. I can't deal with it anymore. Just take it.
so give this it to me and also give the I to me.
It's all yours, Father.
The I who cannot take it also is mine. So don't pick it up now. You give me all the concepts of I, all the various forms of I, then nothing will trouble you. And if something troubles you, then you can use that as an opportunity to see which is the I which I have not surrendered in satsang yet. Is there an I like that? Is there still an I which wants something or doesn't want something? This I also you must give to me. Is there an I with any expectations of any sort? That I also you must give to me. To all of you, I'm saying. These gifts you can give me. All your expectations, all your identities, all the concepts. And if you make the prayer, I'm giving everything to you, then you can be sure that that which still gets hold on to will cause you a pinch. It will cause you some poking so that you can see, oh, I'm still here. And then that also can be surrendered, can be given up. So when the poking comes, when the pinch comes, then we must not feel that it is a bad thing. It is just something calling your attention saying, I'm still here. This identity is still here. Are you willing to be completely without anything? No concept of yourself. So where were we? We were asking. We asked. Jesh said his biggest concept was specialness. Was it? Specialness. You, Sumer,
So many. And
what is the number one? Is there a number one?
right now, nothing.
Number here is fun.
Yours was that control guy, no? Controlling guy.
Is that what it is?
The future, controlling the future. Or the environment or something. The heat or the ants or something. The ants are biting me also. Wow.
Yeah, it's just.
We're replicating Ramana Ashram world. So soon there'll be monkeys and Elephants and peacocks.
No.
Cow.
Oh, it's like it's something about it's just like a me that has a future. It's just
The me that has a future.
it's that sort of, and so like I'll just hear it start to like.
Okay, so let's look at for him now. For him now. This me that has a future. Where is it?
It's not here. It'll just come.
As what?
It'll come as money thing, a job.
Okay, so the money thing. Suppose no money.
Yeah.
No, nothing. Then how does it come? This identity comes how?
So it'll come. It's really lost so much power in like,
Yes.
the last week because I've just been like so immersed in that side. But it'll come around like this, the idea of a future and like because there's no plan. And I know there's never a plan, but there's really no plan like at all. Like not even like there's just no. And so it'll just start. I can't even find words right now for it. It's just it'll come and say like it'll, for example, maybe say like, okay, when I'm back in Arizona, let's make what are some ideas, what I can do to money and how long am I going to be there? And then what about I already have like a lease here? What about that? And then they'll just like then it's just and so it comes like that. But then I can see it and just give it to grace. So it doesn't have so much.
Yes.
It tries
also,
to give that.
Also, the one who gives it to grace. This one also I want. You find this one also. I see it and I give it to grace. It seems part of a standard operating manual or something. I want this one also. Is it hiding behind this one? So let grace take whatever it wants for itself. You don't even give anything to grace. That is not for you to do. I think sometimes for you, there can be this one which is worried about, did I say it correctly? What is he feeling about? No, all this can come maybe later, not in Satsang. So this one also you give to. Very long ago, actually, when we first also started interacting, she's telling me, how come I can never say the right things when I'm speaking to you? Why does it seem like every word I'm saying is just something? So this one that is concerned about that also. So let all actions also be my actions. Let all plans or no plans also be mine. So we like this, we can keep smelling for any concept, any belief. It comes very subtly. It can come. Maybe I should say like this or say like that. Even this one.
Yeah, it's like a subconsciousness.
Self, yes, self consciousness. That's also not original to you. It's also conditioning. Just don't know anything. Don't know anything. Be completely fresh in this one. If you forget completely where you are, who I am, what you're doing here, it's fine. Don't carry anything. This question is a very primitive one. It's a very primal one also. So what is going to happen to me for survival? See, the survival instinct is a very primal one. But we cannot carry to freedom.
I'm sure something
Yes.
that I came across something that Guruji said to me back in, and he said something like, it's my team. Many things are really coming in, and something might try to sound very
Yeah.
and I can't remember now, but just I just throw, must have the courage to throw every piece like to them. But I forgot he had said that to me. And I can see it like right here. I never thought that that was happening. This in the fire, but not this. What about this? I just
Yeah.
hold on to this.
No, everything must
Like,
go.
no, not that.
Not that.
So, that was happening.
Yes, yes. This is very good. You say like this. So you must identify the concepts which are dear to you. You see, so we won't even ask what is it that you're believing about yourselves. Let's also look at the concepts which are dear to you. And even those must be thrown into the fire. Name a concept which is dear to you.
Well, maybe it was like, okay, take everything. Can you still eat organic?
Very cute. He says, okay, take everything. Yeah, please still eat organic food. Yeah.
Like things like that have to do with the body.
Everything.
Everything
Organic
if that's
food.
everything. It's very powerful to read that. I don't think when he said that to me, I didn't hear.
Yeah.
And I wrote, went back and like scribbled the words, but the time he was saying it, like,
The ears were not there to hear it.
really, it's amazing. I didn't hear any of it. So happy. I'm talking about that. Something was resisting what he was saying.
It just doesn't make sense. And when you hear initially, you know he's speaking the truth. Yeah, master, speaking the truth. And it seemed like, yes, yes, this is good. But there's a time where it comes where it clicks, where something just clicks and fits into place. So this is what it was. So this can happen. Okay, so let's check here also. first, wants to expose a concept which is dear to them, and they're not willing to give it up.
Living a comfortable life. Huh?
Leading a comfortable life, good. We want Janaka style light.
I can think of trying to help people.
And to help people. Dear concept. Okay.
Families, near ones,
Family attachments.
attachments.
What else? In the hangout? Lots of typing in it. Radhika said, I am giving everything to you. So no concept, no nothing which is still dear as a concept to you. Everything is given. Oh, can't speak. Okay, you can type maybe. And Aparna had said, Namaste, Father. Just wanted to expose that mind is saying that. Father always says music to my ears all the time. Do I say all the time? Just wanted to expose. Don't want anything to be hidden. Whatever the mind ego says, yeah. But even if I said it all the time, it's okay. The mind can look for. It's very good you expose like this, because it's exposing that the mind can find any reason to have a grievance. Oh, what kind of teacher is he? He's always saying music to my ear. Very good. Trupti says, I give you everything, especially the concerns and worries for my son. Very good.
You know the concept, I'm not getting it.
I'm not getting it is a dear concept. Yes, yes.
Enlightenment is a
yes,
concept.
enlightenment is a
Freedom.
concept.
Yes,
Yes,
that's what brought us here.
yes. Okay. And when you, as you're saying, can you find that you can be free of them?
I want to be free of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's a concept.
Yeah.
So
So
it's
when you
not me.
already when you say it's a
It's a
concept,
concept.
means it's not
Yeah, it's
you, original to you now.
yeah. So I can believe it, but it's not me.
Yeah.
You know, so belief can go, and I'm still separate, and I can watch it. And at times there's strong belief that I'm not getting it,
Yeah.
but then I realize that okay, who's the one not getting it? And it's a concept.
I feel this also we must look at. This I'm not getting it thing. This sense that I'm not getting it. Anyone else here feels that way? I'm not getting it? Let's be honest. Aparna is still saying I'm not getting it. Okay, who else?
Me too, not sure that I'm getting it.
Parvati ji is saying I'm not getting it. Okay. Yeah, Radhika is saying I'm not getting it. I should ask who's getting it.
The voice here was, I am getting it. Oh,
Yeah.
That's also a problem.
Even
I'm
that
getting
I'm
it.
getting-
Yeah. Because
It's the
somebody say,
same.
I get it, and then you realize that I actually don't get it.
Okay, so like, can we define it? No, seriously.
It is a concept of freedom.
It is
It
a
is the
concept.
concept of freedom.
What does the concept say?
The concept says that, it's the conditioning of freedom, which is enlightenment and bliss and happiness and me just permeating joy, and it's just those kind of the whole concept, and also the fact. So that's one part. The other is uninterrupted peace. Just constant peace.
You want tries with that? Or?
Yeah, I'd love some coleslaw.
I feel we should look at it again, because this can be the cause of a lot of frustration. Yeah? So again, we spend little time on this because I feel it's very important. So let me start again by explaining what. So this getting it, not getting it, is directly related with the point of satsang. What is the point of satsang if there is nothing to get or nothing to do? Then what is satsang for? So there are various perspectives, and from the ultimate perspective as awareness, clearly there is nothing to get because you already now, all of you, even the ones who are saying that I'm not getting it, can clearly see that as awareness I remain untouched. Irrespective of whatever else is moving, as awareness I'm completely untouched. You see? So for awareness, even there is no point to satsang. Let's be clear about this. For the absolute truth, for the ultimate truth of what you are, all nothing in the appearance has any point, including satsang. Now, the second perspective is the person perspective. And in satsang it is said person doesn't exist. If the person doesn't exist, then what is the point? There's no point. The person doesn't exist, it's just figment of imagination. So what is all this for then? Why are we doing all of this? What's the point? It's a very valid question. Okay? So person doesn't exist. So there was awareness we talked about, the person we talked about. For both of these, there is no point to satsang. The point only is for being. The point only is for you as consciousness, as being. Because you as being have the power of belief, and you've already seen that it is using this power of belief that you have brought this person into existence. The pure unassociated sense I am was there, which we call the Atma. This was there. And then this thought, some energy came which said, I am this person, I am the body, I am the mind. And if this is not believed, then being remains unassociated. Is not deluding itself, is not pretending to be a person. So, the whole point of satsang is that this being, which is deluding itself and believing that it is personal, it has become a person and leading the life of a person, this misconception, this delusion is getting dropped and is bringing itself back into the unassociated, untouched being, not contaminated with any identity. So that is the entire point of satsang. It is for consciousness to free itself from the person idea, to free itself from ego, and to bring itself into the clear understanding that it is unassociated, not pretending to be anything phenomenal. And this satsang is doing, irrespective of whatever else the mind might be saying, this automatically is happening in satsang. That so many identities, so many concepts, all of those seem to be falling away. But some dregs of identity seem to have been very strong, so they tend to, the mind tries to fight back using those. And the seeker also becomes a strong part of the identity itself. So being pretending to be seeker, and this seeker wants a glorious ending to its story. I must end with a halo on my head, otherwise it's not worth it. It's not happy if I say, no, nothing, you're that. Only this is the end. You see? So again, we see that this is also identity. Same thing with all other identities. There is some expectation of some meaning to come from this sense of identity. So unless we are clear about our willingness to not identify, our willingness to drop belief in all identities, no matter what it might be, this will not give us the freedom from suffering. It will not give us the impenetrable peace that you are speaking. The entire point of satsang is to go from deluded being to unassociated being. But anytime
Can
you
that
put,
be done?
yes, my dear, in this moment, if you're not believing your next thought, that is exactly what is being done.
So, because that's the thing that gets me every time. It's like, on the one hand, this is the goal to always be unassociated being, and then on the other hand, it can never happen because the ego can never be dropped. So these two things are fighting each other.
The unassociated being has momentary lapses of personhood.
Which becomes excruciating.
But if it's momentary, then it's not excruciating.
I don't know, Father. Like they become excruciating.
That's coming up again, which is that if being could not get unassociated, then I would agree with you that satsang has no point. Not that you're saying that now, but I'm saying that if the mind is saying that satsang has no point, then I would agree with that. But it is.
Yeah, but I'm not in a mind attack. It's and I don't have that like despair of there's no point, because you know, there is there is a point, and the point is the suffering goes away, and only it's replaced by peace and beauty, love. So of course there's the point, you know, but it just feels to me like it's the ego doesn't go away. So to constantly say that, you know, this is what we're doing, because we'll come to a point where it's, and take your pick, it's abiding, you are in a state of unassociated being, you are enlightened, all, you know, pick whichever one you like, you know, that's the for me, it's the sell, you know, I work in advertising. So you go like, this is the sell of being in satsang, and then it's incredibly frustrating when you see that that's not going to happen.
So let's start from what you said. You said, yes, the point of satsang is to be in peace, to experience love and joy. And you already know that peace, love and joy are serving the unassociated being. So actually we are saying the same thing. Where I'm saying that it is completely possible in the right now for being to be unassociated. You see, so whenever anyone says always, I always have a bone to pick, isn't it? I say it's not about the always, it's about the right now.
Yeah.
So in the right now, it is completely possible for being to not be associated. And also I've said the simplest way to do this is not to believe your next thought. So we are never selling any state which you can get to. We're always saying right now you are at. But you have the power to pretend, you have the power to believe you are an identity, or you can see what you are in this moment right now.
So would satsang be basically elimination of singularity?
Elimination of singularity. Yes. You'll have to define that for me. What is singularity?
Meaning that singularity meaning everybody thinking of themselves, as you said, ego. So everyone has their own singularity, let's say. So
actually, the way we use the word singularity would mean in the Advaitic way, which would mean that all is one.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. But when the way you are saying singularity is the sense of separation, that I am separate, I am one which is away from another.
Yes.
There is one and there is another. Yes. So the point of satsang is to see that you are not this separate one. This separate one was always just imagined.
So would that be like in Ved they said Turiyam, the fourth one? Like
yes, but Turiya is just a state. You see? The point here is to discover that which is the witness of this state and the other three states. So who witnesses waking, dream, sleep, and Turiya.
Okay.
That is what you are.
Okay.
You see? So then, because if it becomes about clamoring for a particular state, then it again becomes trouble. No state comes and stays. All states are coming and going. Otherwise, it will not be called a state.
Yes.
You see? Now, the problem with spiritual experiences or states is that it becomes an expectation that that is freedom. So if I am in Turiya, then I am free. You see? But we cannot find the one who is bound even now, even in the waking state. Can we find the one who wants freedom also? You see that this one was just imagined. So immediately, many times, if you're new to satsang, then but you obviously have done some spiritual contemplation, so you can say you are new to satsang. But usually, when people are fresh, they will say, "But I have this body. You see, this body." And then I say, "Then okay, you had a fight with your partner yesterday. Was the body concerned about that? The partner and how she or she was behaving? Wasn't the body? Day before, you were concerned about the amount of money in the bank account. Was it the body that was concerned about money in the bank account? No. Then you say the day before that you were concerned about how your manager was talking to you. Was it the body which is concerned? So although when put under the spotlight, we revert very quickly to say, but I'm body identified. The fact is we don't lead our life as if we are body identified. We are more leading in terms of relationships, security for our concept of ourselves. So when we try to find who is this one who has relationships, who is this one who is concerned about security, then can we find this one? And you will come to this conclusion that this one is just a set of concepts. These are just concepts which have been picked up along the way. There is no entity on which these concepts rest. So this entity we just presume, that is called the ego. So just as in the simple inquiry, who am I? You can find that there is no ego, there is no separate entity here. You find that okay, this appearance is here, either the outside world or the inside world with the objects of thought, memories, imagination, all these objects are coming and going. What am I? I seem to be just this pure witness to all of this which is coming and going. So, and this witness is not concerned about what state, what appearance, none of it really has any concern for it. So when you find that this ego was just imagined, and when I check, I always see that I am this pure witnessing itself, then you will find that you will come to this discovery of what you are. So although you still retain the power to believe or not believe, which is the power to pretend or not pretend to be a person, you will never have the same conviction that you had earlier. Once you really have seen that the sun comes from the east, although momentarily you might revert back to your belief that the sun comes from the west actually, you cannot truly be convinced about it. And more as we check, more and more you check that the sun comes from the east, then you will find that the amount of belief going in, the misidentification reduces more and more. See? But don't fall for the 100%. Because the mind comes and says, then it should become 100%. If I've seen the truth, if I'm free, then it should be 100%. There is nobody ever who is 100%. So for some, this can sound frustrating. Then what's the point if it's never 100%?
Yeah, that was my second question actually.
Okay, so some program it can be frustrating. If it's not 100%, then what's the point? But then 99.9998% is very valuable. Because it means that when you're not pretending to be a person 99.9998% of the time, you have not got the ability to suffer, because all suffering is personal. All suffering is egoic. So we cannot carry the ego and be free from suffering at the same time. That's what the mind actually wants. No, no, no. The point of this should be that I should be now free from suffering. This one cannot be. This one itself is the imagined one. See? Very happy to see you in Satsang.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
the thoughts that I think that comes up, and I'm saying this, and I know I watch all of this also. Is that okay? So I'm not the person. I'm consciousness. So now what? Right. So the leap is just. It seems like it's a small leap.
Yes.
Right. So then how are things different?
Yeah.
Right. And I know that that's just also again just the mind kind of asking this question.
Yes. So it is the person saying, "I'm not the person." Now what?
Yeah, unconsciousness. Now what? Right.
Yes, but that is still the person saying.
Exactly. Yes. So that's a thought that comes up at times, and you kind of go on that path, and then you say, okay, it's the mind.
So the question then is, now what for who?
For the person. If the person's asking.
Yes, but you already see that the person doesn't exist.
Right.
So then now what for who? Exactly. So it can be another concept which is discarded. As long as we are buying any of these concepts, then it is bound to lead. It is bound to lead to some.
I think it's just that the buying happens, and it's a part of daily. In a day, I think that you think of, let's say, 100 things, and you buy 40, 50 of them. 50, you can just say, okay, fine. I don't believe this, but I'm still buying or paying attention to 40 of them, 50 of them. I can see and I can observe that the attention is a lot less than what it was, but the buying is still happening, and the mind is still questioning and saying, what are you doing, right? In a sense, that's what the mind is just kind of, and I can see that that's all the mind just kind of coming in and saying, okay.
And that's why I said that we don't have to become in this state where we're constantly saying, am I buying, am I buying,
No.
am I not buying? Not like this. Because life is showing us. In any moment when there is some bitter taste in the mouth, then you've picked up something. You see? So life is already showing us. So we don't need to constantly have our thermometer up and saying, I'm free or not free, nothing like this. It's just that when I say you lose the ability to fear, the ability to suffer, what happens is that a bit of this bitter taste starts coming. Very quickly you can bring it into the inquiry and say, what have I bought? And it gets dropped. There is nothing which will not get dropped.
What do we do when a good state is picked up? Then what do we do? How do we use that for inquiry?
When a good state is picked up, in the sense the mind is saying, oh, this is very good.
Right. I'll talk about myself here, but I can't talk about anything else. Like when I asked that question, when I asked you this earlier, when I say, am I aware now?
Yeah.
The minute that happens, everything drops.
Yeah.
Then what happens is that I start feeling a lot of energy come up and down and up and down. And then the mind starts to pick that up because it wants to experience that further and further. Then it starts to even use that state. I mean, it wants to just go higher and higher and higher and higher. How does one use that for inquiry? Because then it becomes frustrating. That you keep looking at it, you keep watching it, and you keep watching it, and you're still watching it. But it gets picked up in a way where you start to, because it's feeling good, you start going higher with it. That's how do we use that for inquiry?
So the instant this feeling comes, oh, this is getting picked up. Because before that feeling comes that this is getting picked up, nothing anyway, right? The minute the feeling comes, oh, this is getting picked up, and this might lead to some spiritual ego or some whatever, then you can use it for your inquiry and say, okay, this state is arising. How is it touching me? Who is the I who is experiencing this wonderful state also? And again, you will come to this scene that I am just the pure seeing, which is unconcerned even with this state. But we don't have to become very constricted like this. Just simply use this. When there's a bitter taste where something seems to pinch you, then just inquire and see what is the belief that I have picked up. Simple.
Father, I had a very basic question to ask. So, what is basically the aim of life?
You might not be happy with my answer, but I'll have to give it.
No, because what's the goal in life? Everybody is here. Everybody has their individual goals, right? Supposedly. But
so you're asking from that perspective?
No, I'm asking as you said, in unison, right? So what is the goal in life?
So so there are three perspectives, like I said, isn't it? From the personal perspective, because the person is just figment of imagination, all goals are just make believe, just pretend anyway. Then what is the purpose of consciousness? Just to consciousness.
Yes.
Now there are two, three various explanations for this. You take your pick, whatever suits you the best. My favorite explanation is entertainment. The Leela was made so that there's some drama going on and some entertainment happens. You see? The most popular one is that it's only in deep sleep can you experience love. It's only in the presence of being. There's these feelings of peace, joy, love. All these states can come. These energies can come. So to experience yourself in this beautiful love, peace, and joy is a very popular explanation. So if that appeals, you can take that one. Yeah? The third one is something which doesn't resonate with me at all, but for some it resonates because it seems to give it some sense of purpose, which is that it's a way of evolution, of awareness to learn about itself through transcending all that is false. So the ultimate, but this has to be an insight because no mind can fathom this. Answers, whatever you feel most resonance with in your heart, that you can start contemplating and seeing whether it makes sense.
For me, it's the entertainment.
It must be, see, because I don't feel that as awareness. I even feel that there is a need for experiencing any love or something. But that way you can say, what is the need for experiencing entertainment? So ultimately, we must come to this conclusion that none of this has ever actually happened. Just like a dream never happened, but didn't even happen as a dream. But this cannot be understood here. Let's just sprout from here somewhere. Wow, there's a lot of chat everywhere. I see, because you're exposing the concepts, I forgot about that. Okay, I have no idea where I left it. You want to guide me a little bit, Parvati ji, on where I am? What's going on?
Actually, Jayani wanted to clarify something in one of the questions that came up for her, so maybe she can go.
Okay, thank you.
Namaste. Thanks, Parvati ji. Namaste, Father. I apologize if any of this is repetition. It's all repetition. Sorry. Oh, that always happens. It seems like this I that wants to make it always is just. It's just the person that can want to make this always. So this person wants to make it always, and then the emptiness becomes something. But this emptiness and fullness and contraction actually doesn't make any difference, right? Because the emptiness or the fullness or the contraction is still seen. And I know that you probably just covered that, but somehow just talking it out through you.
It's good like this, but we must say from which perspective it doesn't matter. So from awareness's perspective, it doesn't matter. Okay?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
So what is really happening is that from consciousness's perspective, from being's perspective, being is either believing itself to be personal or it's not believing itself to be personal. That's all that's happening from being's perspective. irrespective of whether all of this is happening or not, from the ultimate perspective of awareness, it doesn't matter.
Yes.
But the trouble that seems to be coming is because we keep saying, "Oh, it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter." Then it's like, so then what is going on? You know, how can we say that all this is happening and yet it doesn't matter? So it seems like it becomes confusing. So it's good to clarify that when we see that I am this pure witnessing, all the appearances and going, then no appearance matters.
Yes.
But when I put on the hat of being, when I put God's hat on, God has the power to pretend or not to pretend. Because if it didn't matter to God, then God would not create this satsang environment at all.
Mm-mm.
If the delusion of personhood was okay forever, then we would never create this satsang environment at all. So there must be something that says, okay, enough of this game of personhood. I want to free myself from this game of personhood in the moment right now. So when I say, don't become anything, don't identify, don't associate, it's all for the now. And you see, it is completely possible for you to be unidentified. So awareness was never identified anyway.
Mm-mm.
This which picked up the identification and now is dropping the identification. So the level confusion can come only like this, when we confuse awareness and consciousness. See? So awareness, it never matters. We can, like we say, millions of lifetimes of complete identification can happen, but nothing happens to awareness. But it is consciousness itself which is saying, okay, tired of this game, time to go to sleep. So how do I turn the game off? By refusing to identify.
This is where, like, because it's also seen, I don't even know how to even really articulate this, Father, that, like, and I have spoken to you about this before, like, the one who chooses to believe and not believe is also phenomenal. And
Yes.
when everything, it's almost like each time, and I'm sorry if you've just said this, but it's kind of how it's, the more and more, or the more it's seen that this is just a dream, and that it doesn't matter, then it's seen, then the belief is suspended, and the emptiness seems to be the byproduct of that seeing. Does that make sense? That, okay,
The more and more it is seen, the more and more it is seen that all of this is just in the appearance, then you can find to give belief in the person idea becomes more and more difficult.
Yes.
But the emptiness is always just the emptiness itself. If you're referring to the emptiness which is the non-association of being, then yes, I know what you're saying.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I'm referring to. That's what I'm referring to.
Yes, so the being is not clinging on to any of these identities.
Yeah. But it's like it all kind of happens by itself, almost as a byproduct of grace and the seeing, that hold of that belief. Because the reason I'm bringing it is because what happens here is the person which comes often tries very hard. It's like this trying to get it. It's all total delusion, trying to get it right. But the more I don't know. I actually don't even know what I'm really clarifying, but
very good, because I feel there is some level of confusion because of this level confusion. So let's be clear about when we say person, we're talking about just this mental energy of thought, bundle of thoughts and energies like memories, imagination. That's all that we mean when we say person.
Yes.
So to say that the person can do this, not do this, is completely impossible, because it's just a bundle of energy.
Yes.
Okay? At the second level is the presence or beingness or atma or consciousness, whatever word you want to use. And it is this light, the presence of which this entire phenomenal play happens. So when I ask the question, can you stop being now? This is what you find the presence of this being. And when this being is born, we see that along with it are born so many energies, forces like attention, belief, love, peace, joy. All this comes in the presence of this one. So still, the person is not born yet. The person is born. If a person is born, it is this life, the presence of which this entire phenomenal play happens. So we find that this being has the powers of attention, belief, identity, all of these. And this being has given this power of attention and belief to these thoughts, which are just another energetic appearance, and started to believe that it is a person. The whole point of satsang is that this delusion, this misidentification is getting cleaned up by their exploration. Who am I? Who am I brings us to the conclusion that this person was just fiction, just imagined. There is a presence of being here. And I am the witness even of this presence of being. So this was the second level, the being. And the third is the absolute perspective, the unmoved perspective of pure awareness, the pure witnessing, which is unconcerned with any of this play. So when we are speaking, and maybe when I am speaking also, I need to say, okay, now I'm saying from the perspective of awareness, now I'm saying from the perspective of being, and this is what the person's voice could be saying. These are the three levels at which we can speak, isn't it? So when we say nothing really matters, then when somebody has the perspective of being identified as a person, it sounds like an attack. What do you mean nothing really matters? Because for me, it's mattering right now. You see, so you are speaking from awareness's perspective. And another is from the perspective of consciousness, which is mixed up with the personal belief. And this is why most arguments also happen on Facebook about Advaita. Is that one is speaking as consciousness, and another one is coming and saying, no, nothing, all this is nothing, it doesn't matter. The other person wants to, come over there and go through the screen and give them a slap or something like that. What do you mean by nothing?
Father, there's no it's that seems very clear here, Father. Those three levels. It seems that way. It was more like it just feels like the more, I don't even know if the more, the question is like the more things just collapse and it's seen like nothing is happening, the more things become more unassociated. Does that make any, I don't even know if that makes sense. It's like it gets this is what I like. The more it's seen that it's just a dream, like nothing is happening. The more the in the dream, the experience of this, and I don't really know how to. The experience is more empty. It's more like it's less. It feels like then it's less. There's more, like it's unassociated. Does that make any sense?
Yes, but so when there's more, it is seen that all of this is just a play of appearances. Then witnessing remains changed as it was earlier, but beingness more. It seems less associated. Exactly.
Yes. And I guess what it's like then what then it's like, so the whole, because it's like in Satsang, those collapses seem to be those collapses, for lack of a better word, it's just like like nothing. Not that could even be a collapse, because it's just an experience within itself. They seem to do the work, if there's any work to do.
Yes.
Does
So in the presence of satsang itself, in the presence of the unassociated being, in this realm also it plays like this, that in the presence of unassociated being, beingness itself automatically starts to disassociate with all the personal identities. You see? So therefore one might come to satsang and you might feel that you don't know a word of English, and all of it is just gobbledygook, and still you sat here a couple of hours. When you're leaving, you're saying, I feel so light. Many times it can happen. You say, I feel so light, it's like some burden got taken off. What is the burden? Some identity on its own with the presence of the fire of satsang, but burnt and more space was created.
I don't actually know why I'm talking this out with you, Father, but it's something that's kind of wanted to be spoken out. This I don't actually know how to. I don't know. I don't really.
It's good. It's very good. Because I love these contemplations. Very, very good. See.
Because what can really happen here is that it's very subtle how the idea can sneak into of, okay, now let's hold on to emptiness as if that's now a personal salvation. But then that's another subtle doing that creeps in, and that's kind of why it becomes then another solution in inverted commas, and that's the kind of level of confusion again, you know.
Because this, am I aware now, can never be answered differently. So this emptiness which we speak of, this non-phenomenality which we are, this we cannot lose. So there is truly nothing to hold on to. Yes. So that's the confusion, you see. So that which doesn't need any holding on to, the mind says, okay, you must hold on to that. That which is just imagined, just beliefs, that it says that, oh, this one is what you are. So it needs, that which needs constant reinforcement with belief, it says you are that. And that which cannot go anywhere, that it says that you must hold on to it. So the imagined one must hold on to the real one. The story.
And it seems that again and again and again, that's what I seem to keep. That keeps what I keep bringing here. That how that slips. That's the concept. That kind of like.
And what happens is that whether in satsang or outside satsang, check whether you're open to asking yourself, who am I speaking as?
Yes.
Because the first trick the mind will play is make you close to this question itself. If you're open to asking, who am I speaking as right now, then you know that the mind's trick is not succeeding.
Yes, Father.
If you're feeling great resistance and you don't care, I don't care who I'm speaking as, you know, then it is sort of got some belief.
Yes. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you.
Question. You know what awareness is saying or not saying. Awareness is just watching. I know the person's voice in any situation. That's kind of like, okay, you know, freaking out. What's the being's voice?
The being's voice is the voice of intuition. The being's voice is grace itself. Because ultimately, even the mind's voice comes from being itself, right. But it just put on the mask of this person. The one which is not pretending to be the person is the voice of the Sadguru, is the voice of intuition. Yeah, yeah.
Earlier, I didn't realize there was an identity still that
Yeah.
just came up. I didn't know how strong it was.
Yes.
And so I don't know if it's exposed to you, because I know it's just when I'm just when you ask, are you aware now, and all of that just goes away. I don't want to hide it, and I don't want to like, oh, it doesn't matter. It's just it's seen. It's just but it's the I didn't realize how much there was still. I can't really necessarily say there's so much still around this. So much is falling away. So I don't know. I'll just let you take it. But it's around the form and the body, and not just like the health of the body.
Yeah.
That's been there for a long time. Eating right multivitamins and supplements and like health issues. So and then that's been playing out here too. Like, oh, pollution, like just so much preoccupation around that. And it's been here, but it's also just like there used to be so much preoccupation around like the appearance and the form, and while so much of that has fallen away, I can see there's still something that's like afraid of. I don't even know how to actually describe it. It's not like it's a conscious fear, like just letting go of my fear. But there's something that's like there's still a little bit of something with that. Like, myself, gosh, what's happened to you? You just like let go of yourself, and I don't feel that gets believed, but I don't know. I just
There's some fear of how you appear in the form. You should appear a certain way.
Something is still like I can't say I'm like walking around being concerned with how I appear necessarily. I don't feel so much concern with that, but there's still it's been so predominant here in this life, just the appearance of the form, and I don't know what's still. That just came up.
It's good.
Really strong, and yeah, I don't know. I really don't know, and so I just don't want to hide anything. Because it hasn't felt like it's been a thing, but it has been.
In the past.
Yeah, and
Really, the ceiling, guys. Oh, can you believe it? But it.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what's
yes.
a big identity in the past.
It's good. It's good. You can just throw it away.
Father, may I share again something?
Please come.
Yes. Just again, the whole time of this satsang today, like subtle energies playing here, very subtle, and now I just want to. Can you hear me? Father, may I share again something?
There's an echo with that. 1 second. Yes, it's better now.
Have you heard what I said?
Yes, my dear. There's still some energies which are coming.
Yeah. Yes, and I just want to suddenly the realization inside now was I want to just say thank you for satsangs, because it was clearly seeing suddenly how just to be in the presence of unassociated being you. It's just like so many years of delusion can be just dissolved in 1 second. 1 second, I felt it from inside that what I'm searching, or someone can search for years, hoping it can be seen and dropped in 1 second. That is the power of satsang, and I just want to thank you for this. I don't know even how to express it. Just was sudden seeing. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Namaste, Father.
Okay,
Can I speak for 2 minutes? Father, just a thought. Like if yesterday night while I was sleeping, in a dream I saw there was an appearance of a ghost or something, and when I wake up, I know that it's an appearance, and the satsang is still going on. That who saw that? So not the one who is getting affected by this. So it was an appearance, but then the belief and the attention still goes into that dream while you're sleeping, and something again gets scared. So who gets scared? Is it the being that is getting scared, or is it just like another appearance that is coming? I don't know. So just want you to expose it.
There is nobody who gets scared. It is that the appearance of this energetic form of fear that comes. And the mind says that I got scared. Once, many years ago, actually,
That something
Nitiji
again
was
gets
sharing
scared.
like this.
So
That we
who
say,
gets scared? Is it
I'm grateful, I'm scared, I'm this, I'm that. And he went and saw a play in UK a few years ago, where there were some 15 actors on the stage, and each of them had a different role. One was Mr. Gratitude, one was Mr. Anger, one was Mr. Fear, one was Mr. Whatever. Yeah? So actually what is happening is Mr. Gratitude is coming, Mr. Gratitude is going. Mr. Fear is coming, Mr. Fear is going. Mr. Okay, I'm not being chauvinistic by saying Mr. for everything, but these energies are coming and these energies are going. It is the mind which is saying that this is happening to you. Nothing is happening to you, because nothing can happen to being. Being is just being, and the person doesn't exist. So to either nothing can happen. So nothing has ever happened. Only the mind's voice is saying this happened to you. You got scared. No? There is no, even now if something was to come, you said a ghost came in the dream. Suppose the same ghost was to appear in front of you now, the feeling of fear might come. But even then, if you were to explore and say who's getting scared, you will not find one who is getting scared. So this energetic play is going on. The mind says, you are the thinker, you are the doer, you should have done this, you got scared. All this labeling of energy saying that they're yours as a person. That is what the mind does. Clear?
It did feel like that. Action is going into that appearance, and again the mind is speaking in its usual way, and it's just like any other argument that mind holds. So that was the realization did come, but just wanted to expose it.
Right. What's going on in the YouTube chat today? There are some who are asking to be banished and saying, please don't banish me. It's okay. Just reading the YouTube chat. So much love to all of you. And if you find yourself in satsang for some unknown reason, you're completely welcome. And you can find a little bit that regularly in other chat rooms there's a certain way that you might be speaking and communicating. But here, may the presence that is here, may it also touch you, even if it touches you just momentarily. It's okay. I don't mind any of this. It's just that if you're finding yourself here, then even this must be grace, you see. So much love to all of you. I don't know where our YouTube chat link got posted today that we have some new friends over here as well. But I want to give you all of my love. And if you feel that, okay, you're not really interested in spirituality, you're not interested in Advaita, any of what we speak about, but somehow there seems to be some question which is emerging inside you which you feel to ask. Then for a moment you can drop, this is a chance for me to ask a question. And you can type that, I'd be very happy. If it's all just going to be fun, then in fun, then we have moderators who will ban you and do all those things. But since you find yourself here, see, there's something which is deeper than just this mind play. Find if there's something deeper than just what the mind is saying, and see if there's a question which is coming from your heart, and you find some openness to ask that, we're very happy to look at it. Dina says, Ananta, what did you put in the tea? I don't know. It's fine, it's good. Want me to read some of this? Where does it start even? I don't know.
Oh, I'm back. It's so weird, Father, and I lost complete control of everything. The whole hangout, the whole of the YouTube chat. It was just absolutely crazy. I can't even begin to tell you how frustrating. And because I tried to block one of the users, and yeah, it just went absolutely ballistic. I had some kind of like worm thing going on, but I seem to have control of it again. So I'm so sorry. I apologize. I was here the whole time, completely powerless, like watching it all just happen. And
Completely fine.
All very good satsang. All very good satsang for, like, you know, control freak people. And
Probably you had a hacker
yeah.
who wanted to join Satsang and said, "Who is this moderator? I'm going to show you how to moderate."
It's weird. And also even now, if I try, and I was just even trying to unmute my sound to talk to you, and it wouldn't let me do anything. And now I've got them in the call, and it's like boli. So, you know,
So
you're gonna have
one
to,
of them,
you're gonna have to eject, or or otherwise
let's,
you have a genuine question. But I'm not in control of anything. I've
Hello,
lost.
everyone.
hello, my dear.
How are you?
Very good. And you?
Good. I saw so many smiles, I had to jump in.
Welcome. You're very welcome.
Thank you very much. It's good to meet another community. Have you known each other long?
Some of us, yes.
And
Yes.
where is everyone from?
All over. All over the world.
All over the world. That's good. I'm from down under, Australia.
Yes. We can tell with the accent. We have some
Ah,
Aussies here
okay.
as well.
Oh, that's great. That's really good.
Good.
I only just joined in. I don't know what your conversation was earlier, but I just like smiley people.
Very good. I'm very happy you joined actually.
That's good. And I won't take up your time. I just wanted to say hello and hopefully see you again sometime.
You're always welcome.
Okay, take care. Peace. Love to
Much
all.
love. So beautiful.
I'm gonna have to stay on because I don't have a single button available. I can't even mute.
It's okay. Every day is a wonderful surprise. Every day. So
When if we can never turn off this hangout, we always have to just go back to this hangout and never turn off.
Oh, Jace, it's funny because I even tried to quit out, and it's just like.
he spoke very much love.
It was nice. He just came up and said hello. Yeah. Really friendly.
Oh, Chaddy says Dana told me to come. Now, very good. Very good. And Dana is saying, I promise Ananta I didn't bring any of these people. Very good. It's okay. And even if the intent might be, okay, let's go have some fun, it's okay. At least for one moment, if you can just feel each other in this beautiful presence of love, it's okay.
Emily.
Have a song? Sangeeta has not sung also for some time. Maybe she can sing today.
Namaste, Father, and namaste, everyone. Shall I start then, Father? Yes. Govinda Hari Gopala Madhava Parameswara Govinda Hari Gopala Madhava Parameswara Sachidanand Manmohana Manmohana Parameswara Govinda Hari Gopala Madhava Parameswara Sachidanand Manmohana Manmohana Parameswara Govinda Hari Gopala Madhava Parameswara Sachidananda Rupa Manmohana 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 Govinda Hari Gopala Madhava Manmohana Govinda Hari Gopala Madhava Parameswara Sachidananda Manmohana Manmohana Parameswara Sachidananda Manmohana Manmohana Parameswara Sachidananda Rupa Manmohana 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 Govinda Hari Gopala Madhava Parameswara Govinda Hari Gopala Madhava Parameswara Sachidananda Manmohana Manmohana Parameswara Govinda Hari Gopala Madhava Parameswara.
Very beautiful. Thank you so much.
ओम श्री सदगुरु मुझे जी की जय श्री अनंता की जय
Jay!
Still reading the chat on YouTube, and we have somebody who says, Troll Intelligence Agency, who says, do not fear great Ananta. We are here to take care of the rampant troll problem.
Jay!
They are amazing. No? The sense of humor is so good. Then Wook says, here in the fifth dimension, we are very empowered with infinite awareness. Not everyone can say things like that.
No coincidence.
Okay, Parvati Jia, we can have the invocations now.
Parvati ji, we can't hear you, beloved. We can't hear you.
It's okay. It's okay. Does someone else have the audio of this? You can play it maybe. Okay, maybe we can have another bhajan and then close. Devika, you'll sing something?
I have a house full of crazy kids running around tonight, so I can sing, but if you can stop it, there might be squealing in the background, if that's okay. Okay. The Gayatri mantra with squealing. Hold on. Om Bhurvasvat Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat Om Bhurvasvat Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat Om Bhurvuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat.
भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् Thank you also very much for being in Satsang today. Sadhguru Shri Muji Ji ki Jai.
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 Jay.
Jay.
Sorry, Father. I'm back now. It was... Sorry.
Completely good, my dear.
I've never had such a crazy satsang. It was funny that I couldn't unmute myself because the whole of satsang I wanted to talk to you, and
Jay.
it was like it was, sorry.
Completely good, my dear.
I've never had such a crazy satsang. Okay. Okay, that wasn't.
All you can do is laugh.
Yeah, all I can do is laugh. So, the whole of satsang, I felt like talking to you and telling you some things, some realizations, and but I stopped myself from saying them, mostly because sometimes I feel when I hear it come out of my mouth, in the past it has felt like a spiritual ego. So I don't like to speak it anymore, So, and Mujiji always says, zip yourself in your sleeping bag and just keep quiet. So it feels like that. But when I'm with my Sangha, I sometimes feel like I want to tell them how amazing. I'm sorry I didn't plan any of this. How beautiful everything, you know, can be, and how we are filled with so much love, you know. And I know you tell us, and we love you for it, you know. But sorry, I'm just getting a tissue. But I don't know if sometimes I must also say, you know, that anything that can come in your mind, anything that can bother you, is nothing compared to what you are. It can't ever come close to touching what you are. And now, and then as I was going to say that, it's just my computer went crazy. I don't write, you know, sometimes I open on my phone, I open the silent space to write like something, you know, and I can't write it out. Or I like feel like somebody says something and I want to tell them and I can't say it, you know. Anyway, so much love for all this beautiful Sangha.
You can listen to some. Even if your mind is saying, oh, this is just spiritual ego, let go. It's okay. You share. You share. Very happy to hear. All of you can share. Because I know some of you also otherwise have written to me saying that I'm very concerned that there's this urge to share and I don't know whether it's coming from ego or it's just the intuition itself which is wanting to share. So I say you come to the hangout and you share openly. This is what the Sangha is.
I even don't have mind. There's like I don't even think about the sharing. It's just that I've held it in for so long. Because in the past I had that, you know, I had that like, oh no, this is just your mind talking, you know, blah blah. I used to have it in the past and like sort of like hold it in, don't say anything, don't say anything, becomes like a sort of an ingrained thing, you know, and I just like in Satsang today I just felt like saying and you know, speaking out how beautiful this is, you know, how precious, and we like listen to our minds, we listen to our thinking, we crystallize ourselves into people who have opinions, goals, you know, concepts that have to dissolve, you know. That's all, it's just none of it's true. None of it's true.
I feel more and more that I want to hear all of you. I feel more and more.
You know, when I was speaking to you the other day, and you were saying to me, oh, these are the remnants of the seeker dissolving. It's like, no, not even that, because that would again start crystallizing it, you know. To even call it like remnants that have to go is not true, you know, because it isn't actually there. What is there? Yeah. What is there is just a bundle of thoughts appearing in front of what you are. So
Very good. Very.
I don't even know why I'm speaking.
Very good. In fact, my feeling is just maybe I can come and speak once a week or something like this, and the rest of the days you all, amongst yourself can also share. I can join just to listen also. It's very...
No. We can share, and we share with each other, but your sharing is incredibly valuable to us, and the way you lead us back all the time, and you are able to stay very focused in that, so it's incredibly precious to us. So we can share like we do when we come into Satsang and we speak to you, I felt like I had to just speak today. And it was funny because then my computer froze and then I couldn't speak, and then I thought, oh, and then my computer froze and I couldn't mute myself. What a play.
There were some times where we could hear what you were saying to others in the room. Actually, you were not talking to us.
My poor assistant, she's sitting in the office with me, and she has she sort of goes through satsang with me because she hears me speaking to you, and she's in satsang every day. Well, she's got her headphones on now; she can't hear. Turnip agent, very funny.
Just muted her, and then he started playing some music, and then he left, or you ejected him?
No, I ejected him. I was saying to JSG the other day, we were talking about moderating, and I was saying, we've never had to eject anyone, and we always have just peace, and it's don't worry, and there's just beautiful beings who come to them. And today I'm just like eject, remove, block.
But when we block, does it block? Does it block only for that day, or does it block forever when we block?
No, eject only ejects for that day, and then on the YouTube chat, if I block on the YouTube chat, then they blocked, then they can't post again. So I have to be careful who I block, because then they really are blocked, So I blocked one person. And then YouTube blocked me. Then I couldn't. Then
maybe even that one person block, but if they repeat what they were doing, then we can block them again. There must be a way.
Yes. So I removed, and then like.
You never know, someone can just come into satsang, and they might just come with the intent of making fun or trouble or whatever, but something might just touch them somewhere. So I want to give that, give that feeling to see whether that happens. Okay.
Yes, and I think it was an example to us when one of them came in, and he was just in the field of satsang. He was just like, love you. It was so lovely, So I think it's a very good example that there should be some leeway and some patience.
You can be open to whatever life is showing. And if you find that the intent is just to trouble or to harass or something, then we can do it. If it's just little good humor also, I don't mind at all actually, because sometimes we take ourselves too seriously. Take that a little bit.
Yes.
Yes, but one thing that did happen is because of this, then so much chatting was happening, I missed if there was some sincere question or something. Maybe if it continues like this and someone continues to post in spite of my saying we should not, then maybe we block them.
Yeah. Also, the moderators, I managed to keep like I just deleted one or two of them. So usually the moderator should be able to just delete a couple of questions so that the question flow can still happen. You know. So hopefully, normally that's what we can do. If you can see that it starts getting too much, you can just take a whole lot of them off. You know, the moderators know that. So.
I just realized that I had a meeting at 2:30 at another location, so
So better go.
Thank you, my love. I think we are still broadcasting. We can turn the broadcast off now.
Yeah.